Hey, precious viewer, I hope you're doing fine today. I am in very high spirits today because I woke up to this chilly gray winter morning. I know where most people prefer the summers, I'm a bit weird. I actually enjoy the winters much more. And right now, I'm seated in front of this clear, wide window through which I can see the birds flocking together and making different patterns and flying, enjoying their flight so much. When I see them, I actually envy them because I feel like they are truly free. Whereas us humans, I don't know what we were thinking when we created all these systems, the modern world, where we actually created kind of a bondage situation for us. Um, but it's okay. Uh, they say it's all in your head. Whatever you feel is what your reality is. So for me, it has been quite some time since I have freed myself of any bondage, and I'm okay. I am navigating the challenges of life and the pains and the sorrows and the joys that life brings with a much calmer and confident state of mind, because I actually took time to work on my self worth. And I hope you are taking the time too. If you remember my previous video, I mentioned about getting started on doing affirmations of I am enough and I love and accept myself. Please start those affirmations if you haven't yet, because it will actually take you to your journey of self awareness and eventually developing your self worth. So I thought today, since the topic of self worth is actually so deep and so vast, I thought I would talk more about that in today's video. I actually started blogging in the year 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. I have a website which I always link in my description. If you go to the musing section, you will see all the short snippets that I try to portray of the thoughts in my head. Um, so after I did the video last week, I was looking through my website and I found this musing labeled "What is your self worth?" I had written this in the year 2022, and I thought I should read it out to you today, because I want to explain to you the difference between self esteem and self worth, and also introduce the concept of self compassion to you. And this musing of mine has done a good job with that. So, yes, I want to read it out to you today. Here it is. What is your self worth? I grew up known as an intelligent child and later an educated with prestigious degrees in brackets, adult, and an accomplished career. Needless to say, I had a very high self esteem as long as I played the game set by our social norms. Then came the pandemic, and I became one of the many people who hit rock bottom due to a shaky career and all the other things that the pandemic brought upon us. To quote Sadhguru, our expensive homes became our prisons and our cars became junk because we just couldn't go anywhere. Just like everybody else, I was stripped of all my labels and identities and forced to meet my true selves. And the first thing that flew out of the window was my high self-esteem. Until then, I had no idea that self-esteem and self-worth are worlds apart, and that you cannot replace one term with another. The starting point to understand the dangers of self-esteem would be to go through this TED talk by the world's leading expert in self compassion, Dr. Kristin Nerf. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the YouTube video for you in my description, and please take time to watch that. For a long time, psychologists thought that high self esteem is a marker of good mental health, and people with low self esteem suffer with depression and other mental health issues. The problem is not having high self esteem, but how you get it. Self esteem is developed based on our identities and achievements set by social norms and depends on how other people treat us. In short, the ground is quite shaky, isn't it? It is shaky when you depend on validation from others. It often means others must look up to us, and many times, to defend it, we make an effort to make others look small in front of us, and that can be quite toxic to the self. Try and remember any incident where you've tried to put another person down just so that you can look big. It's a very common thing all of us do. We are not bad human beings, but we just do it because we want to be accepted by people and loved by people, and we do anything that can make us, feel special and big and better than others. That is what self esteem does to us when we are purposing to have high self esteem. Anyway, moving on, carrying on to my musing. Yes, so I continue writing. The total opposite of self esteem is self compassion. The term is self explanatory and it simply means to be your own best friend in any and every given situation. People with high levels of self esteem fear mistakes and failure, whereas those with high levels of self compassion see mistakes and failure as a process of growing. Let me read that again. People with high levels of self esteem fear mistakes and failure, whereas those with high levels of self compassion see mistakes and failure as a process of growing, which means they develop the growth mindset, which the field of positive psychology, founded by Martin Seligman, describes as one of the most important tools to set our children and any individual up for success. So you must stand up for yourself as you would for your friend. Talk to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Self-compassion and self-worth are intertwined. Without one, you cannot have the other. The world's leading psychologist, best-selling author and physician, Dr. Gabor Mate, explained this beautifully in one of his interviews. He was assigned to write his latest book, The Myth of Normal, for which he had collected 25 years of research data. But at some point, he felt like a failure because he thought he wouldn't be able to deliver the book. So, can you imagine someone as accomplished and a veteran who was actually honored with this award that Canada has, the highest citizen award? He was awarded with that kind of honor, and yet he felt like a failure. So you and I, we are just, it's okay. It's just normal to feel like a failure sometimes. We are just human. You don't need to beat yourself over it. Be compassionate. But let's see what Dr. Gaba Mate did when he had the thought. So, let me repeat that. He was assigned to read his latest book, The Myth of Normal, for which he had collected 25 years of research data, but at some point he felt like a failure because he thought he wouldn't be able to deliver the book. He immediately paused to look at the thought and said, I am not my book. Gabor says the danger of identifying with something is the killer of self-worth. So, if he fails at writing the book, then he simply fails at performing that particular task. It doesn't say anything about him. It doesn't make him a failure. How powerful is that? How powerful is that? If you can dissociate from your thought and you look at it from a distance and I don't identify with the task that you are doing. I remember Brené Brown once said that her daughter in school, she had, I think she was painting, she was in class and there must have been a lot of mess around her. And the teacher told her, you are such a big mess. And the little girl snapped back and told the teacher, I may have made a mess, but I am not a mess. And the teacher called Brené and told her, now I understand the work that you do, Brené. So, I hope you understand the point that I was trying to make in this musing. So, here, I finished my musing with this. It took me some time to figure out my self-worth. And trust me, it is a calm place to be in. Everybody deserves to be at that place. The best part is that we are all born with it. Ever seen a 2-year-old? A 2-year-old doesn't even know the concept of self-worth, yet they have it. When they are hungry, they will cry. Whatever they want, they throw tantrums. They don't think whether I deserve it or not. They just want it. The best part is that we are all born with self-worth. Ever seen a 2-year-old? It just gets lost as we grow up. You have it in you. With little effort, you will find it. Yes, guys, with some effort, you will find it. So, get started on your journey. Develop your self-worth, and you will be in the place where all these people are who have worked on themselves. So, what I'm going to do is, in my description, I will also put the link to this musing of mine. And all the best. That's all. I wanted to leave you with this today. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. And lots of love. Take care. Bye.